My name is Rosuan and I work as a sales engineer at Spraying Systems company. My job is to provide spraying solutions that help companies across many industries and make their processes more efficient and simply better. I'm also part of our Semiconductor Market Development group, where we focus specifically on the unique needs of chip manufacturing. Yes, exactly. From food to steel to automotive and batteries, we're involved in many areas. But semiconductors are a special focus because they're such a critical industry and the challenges are on a completely different level. When we say semiconductor, we're really talking about a class of special materials, okay? The most common is silicon, but we also see materials like gallium nitride, silicon carbide, and I personally like to think of them as traffic lights. The traffic lights of electricity, sometimes they let the current pass, and these are called conductors, and sometimes they stop it completely, and those are called insulators. But sometimes they control it into go just the right direction, and these are what we call semiconductors. So once you have that property, you can build tiny switches on them that are called transistors. And when you put billions, in modern times, in modern chips actually, tens of billions of these transistors together, you get a microchip. So basically what I'm trying to say is semiconductors are what make our modern world possible. Without them, no smartphones, no electric vehicles, and we'd still be carrying paper maps in our car. The challenges in this industry are really fascinating because we're working at the nanoscale, right? And for perspective, a single human hair is about 80,000 to 100,000 nanometers wide. So in chip manufacturing, the features we're actually working with can be as small as just 5 to 10 nanometers. So that's more than 10,000 times smaller. And so you can imagine at that scale, precision is absolutely critical. And a droplet that's just slightly off in size can disrupt the process and lower the yield. And believe me, yield is what really matters in this industry. A higher yield means more usable products, less waste, lower costs, while a lower yield directly impacts the profitability. Absolutely. Another big challenge is contamination, for example. Dust particles that are so small you can't even see them. They ruin an entire batch. So that's why the control of both liquid and air is so critical inside a fab. And there's also efficiency. Manufacturers want to reduce water and chemical use without compromising performance. So it's a bit like being asked to paint the Mona Lisa, for example, with exactly one drop of paint, and it has to be perfect every single time. No, not at all, actually. There is also a very practical side, a very down-to-earth side to this business. water and waste treatment, for example. Every fab produces huge volumes of wastewater and exhaust gases, and sprays are essential in handling those streams. So we use sprays in scrubbers to capture acids and gases before they leave the exhaust. So they neutralize heavy metals in wastewater, and they cool down slurry streams that would otherwise overheat the equipment. So sprays also help control the odors or volatile compounds in holding tanks. They keep the membranes clean and even polish ultra-pure water before it's used in the fab again. So yes, while one part of the story is all about nanoscale and precision, the other part is really about managing large-scale flows safely and efficiently. And luckily, spray technology is right at the center of both. Yes, for sure, there is light at the end of the tunnel, but before I get to the good news, I would like to add Moore's Law into the mix first. Moore's Law is the expectation that the number of transistors on a chip doubles about every 2 years. So that means every generation, everything gets smaller, faster, and more complex. So the margin for error here is shrinking all the time, and the demands on precision spraying are only getting tougher. We don't just throw catalog products at these problems, right? We bring numerous tools, deep expertise, decades of know-how. And because we have our own manufacturing and labs, we're very flexible. So, for example, if a customer needs a very specific solution, we can co-create it together. And it's more like tailoring a suit than buying one off the rack. So, the way we work is quite simple. We listen carefully to the customer, we understand the process, and then we build a solution together. Sometimes that means using existing products, and sometimes it means customizing something completely new. But the key is we don't just sell a nozzle. We provide a solution that fits like a glove. What makes us unique? Honestly, it comes down to two things for me: focus and experience. You have to understand that spray technology is all we do. And we've been doing it longer and on a larger scale than anyone else. But but of course, it's more about it's more than just about size or numbers. We really understand the ecosystem our customers operate in. I'm talking about the process, the constraints, all of it, right? We work on many exciting projects, but confidentiality is something we take extremely seriously. So unfortunately, no, I can't give you any hands-on examples, but our customers trust us with their most sensitive challenges, and frankly, that trust is non-negotiable. What I can say is that we're not standing still, obviously. We're constantly moving with the market, staying ahead of trends, and anticipating new needs. Coming back to your question of what makes us unique, it's that exact combination of focus, experience, and understanding of the ecosystem, and of course, an absolute respect for confidentiality. That makes Customers see us not just as a nozzle supplier, but as their spray technology partner. Well, that's really simple. We validate. As I said earlier, we have labs, testing centers, modeling tools, and R&D teams that make sure everything works before it's installed. So, but more importantly, we've built up so much knowledge over decades that we can draw from real-world experiences. So, customers know that when we propose something, it's not just a guess. It's based on proven expertise and practical results. Well, for us, every customer is a partner. We sit together, we understand the problem. That's the most important part of it. Understand the problem, and then we co-create the solution. And sometimes it goes fast, and sometimes it takes a bit of time and testing and fine-tuning. But because we own our manufacturing and have a strong R&D, we can adapt very quickly. So we make solutions that are not technically right, that are not only technically right, but also future-proof. And at the end of the day, our success is directly tied to the customer's success. And with that mindset drives us with everything that we do. The one thing I would like them to remember is that our mission is to help customers keep pushing technology forward without missing a beat. Precision, yield, efficiency, it all comes down to how every single drop is used here. And that's why our promise is simple. We make every drop count. And believe me, that's not just our slogan. It's what drives us in every project, every partnership, every day.